Hey y'all, Mr. Ropes here. Hey, we're here for the second half of putting this water pump on that Massey Ferguson 285. Boy, did I ever have some trouble with that pump. I tried to take it down to the barn and pull off that pulley with my tools, and I ended up snapping the pulley, and so I had to wait for that to get shipped to me, a new one, brand new one. Boy, those are expensive. So then I got the pulleys back. I tried to press it on myself. I couldn't get her done. I had to take it to somebody with a press. I took it to them, and they ended up dropping it on the floor and crushing the impeller on that water pump. So then I had to wait for a new water pump to come in, and it's given me all kinds of problems. I guess this tractor really doesn't want to be put back together. So we're here for the second half. I finally got the new water pump back and the pulleys pressed on, and we're ready to put it back on this tractor and hopefully get it running today. Hang out and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so here's the aftermath of not using the right puller to pull that pulley. So this is my old water pump for the tractor. Snapped off my V groove. So I had to get another pulley shipped to me, and I'm going to have that pressed on to the new water pump. So make sure you use the right tools to do a job. Okay, if y'all remember, we have to clean off that's where the gasket sits for that water pump. So I'm going to take a sharp scraper and we're going to scrape that off before we stick this water pump on. Okay, so I have it cleaned off pretty well. I'm actually using the video so I can actually see a little better in there. And see that stud's missing out of there, so I'm going to take and put some red thread locker on that stud to put it in there kind of permanent. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I kind of want that to stay in the block when I take it off next time. So we'll see how it goes. It's a family affair out here fixing this tractor. I got girl wings, Mrs. Wings, and boy ropes. We're all out here trying to fix this tractor. Okay, here we got the new pump, new pulley. Got my two plugs in where they need to be. I took some gasket adhesive and I put my gasket on there so it doesn't fall around, so I don't have to fight with that when I go to stick it on the tractor. So we're going to go ahead and stick this in the tractor and get her all lined up. And alright, so I got the water pump in there. I'm going to use some blue thread locker on those nuts on that water pump just to make sure that they stay where they're supposed to. If you remember, I had to use a wrench to get in there and get that, so we'll put those nuts on with some blue thread locker. Okay, so we have our water pump on. We got our nuts tightened, which are a half inch. I had to use a half-inch box wrench to get in there and tighten those nuts, so I really run the risk of stripping those nuts out, and I might have done it on the bottom side. But I had to use a box wrench to get in there and tighten those up. So hopefully we have them tight enough. So once you got your nuts tightened on your water pump, go ahead and slide your belts on before you go to hook up your fan. You see I have that extra pulley there. It's for an air condition, which of course I don't have on this tractor. So we're just not going to use it. And but have the belts on. And it makes it easier than trying to get it over the fan once I get that on. So then go ahead and hook up your lower hose and tighten that down. Okay, so now that you have your lower in there, put your fan in there, and you got 4 bolts that are 1/2 inch, and You just line up those 4 bolts on that fan. Make sure when you put that fan in there that you're careful not to bend your fins, and tighten up those 4 bolts on that fan. And then we'll go into tighten this shroud back on. Didn't really need to take it off to begin with, or I'd loosen it, so I'm going to tighten the shroud back on. And okay, so tighten up your shroud bolts with a 3/8 ratchet, 3/8 socket, and there's 8 of them, 4 on each side. Make sure you tighten those down. Okay, so now we're gonna tighten our belt. So you want to get some kind of pry bar or a crowbar. Shoot, I got one of my tools on my tractor. Wedge it there against the block and pull that back. So I don't know if you can see that. So what we have, I can pull that and get it in position. So that top nut is a 1/2 inch. Top nut's a 1/2 inch socket, and the bottom nut is a 9/16 wrench and a socket to tighten that up. So there you go. We tightened up that belt. Make sure your belts are good and tight, and should be good to go. Now we just got to get the hood on. Okay, so we're waiting for the girls to go get antifreeze. I forgot to get the antifreeze, but look at that view. I still can't believe I live here on the farm. So got boy rope sitting on the tractor helping out. We're waiting for the girls to get back with the antifreeze that I forgot.
I saw one on a dinner table we built, and it's like this, and it's broken like that. I'm gonna leave that one with one again.
I might take this out and get it. What do we have? Nothing?
Nothing.
Just a washer.
Just a washer, 2 washers, one weird one. And these little spools for that.
So what we got here is your 1/2 inch socket, 1/2 inch bolt, putting in our hood. We're almost done. We got to fill our antifreeze. Make sure we top that off. We're going to run it for a little bit to make sure to get the bubbles out. We should be golden. We're putting antifreeze in, and make sure you fill that up. Make sure you run the tractor to get the air bubbles out of the system. But this is unmixed, so we're going to put a gallon of antifreeze in and then a gallon of water. We're going to start this thing and hope for the best. Ready? Here we go. Fire one. Okay, so what we got here is it's just leaking out my overflow. I put too much water and antifreeze in it right off the bat, and so it's just blowing out the blowhole. Nothing to worry about. So please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you can be alerted next time I put a video up. we're gonna go enjoy a fire and some good mead.